So back in February, I set off on a 1 month long experiment with a red light device to see what would happen. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the benefits of red light therapy and about my experience using it for a month, and I will tell you if I think it was worth it.
Is this some weird alien light? No, it's my Valentine's Day gift to myself.
So just a quick disclaimer before we get started, I'm not a doctor, nor am I a scientist, and today's discussion is just about my personal experience with the red light device. I do encourage you to do your own research before using one, and I also encourage you to consult with your doctor if you have any pre-existing conditions. So it's week 1 of using the red light. I've used the red light, I would say about 4 times this week. I would have used it more, but I was traveling for work. So I've seen some subtle differences so far. The most notable difference I've seen is a shift in my energy. So I've talked about this before. I have Hashimoto's, an autoimmune condition. And so sometimes fatigue can be an issue. And I found the red light is amazing for that. Like even if I feel like a little bit sluggish, I feel energized pretty much immediately afterwards. So that's really cool. I'm also using it for skin. It's supposed to just improve the quality of your skin, boost collagen and everything. So I've seen like maybe subtle differences so far. Like maybe my skin looks like a little more glowy. I don't know if it's my imagination. But one cool thing I have noticed is I had this kind of like pimple type thing on my nose for the past few months. I don't think you can see it right now. I should have done a before picture, but I've noticed in just a few sessions with the red light, that has noticeably shrunk. So I think it has to be due to the red light. I don't know what else it would be. I'm curious to see if it's going to disappear altogether. That would be really cool. I'll let you know next week. So most red light therapy devices nowadays have the option of red light as well as near infrared light. And most devices, including my device, give you the option to do either one or the other, or you can do both at the same time. So I usually do both at the same time. So red light offers benefits for the skin and the hair. It promotes collagen production, smoothing fine lines and wrinkles, and even helping with hair growth. Infrared light can penetrate deeper into your tissues, and it's great for muscle recovery, wound healing, joint pain, and even some injuries. So it's the end of week 1 with the red light. I'm in my daughter's room right now. You can probably hear it in the background. I just gave her a bath. I'm gonna put her to bed soon. Trying to go on a date tonight with my husband, but I've been struggling with some fatigue all day. I think honestly, I just haven't slept enough this week. I did 10 minutes with the red light this morning, and then I just did another 5 minutes now, hoping it would help with the fatigue. And it did help a little bit, not as dramatic as I would have hoped. I mean, I think in the end, there's just, no substitute for sleep, right? But I definitely felt better than I did. I mean, I get really frustrated when I have this kind of fatigue. It just drives me insane because inside I have so much energy, and then I want to feel it physically as well. But yeah, it's still too soon to say. So it's a brand new week 2 with the red light. I've been using it pretty consistently any day I'm not flying, usually from around 10 to 15 minutes. So today, honestly, I'm feeling great. I finally got through the fatigue. So full disclosure, I did take an additional supplement. So I really wanted to keep this like a pretty clean experiment, like not doing anything new except for the red light. Unfortunately, because of my autoimmune condition, Hashimoto's, sometimes something throws me off balance and I get some fatigue. I think I might have been fighting some kind of a virus, or perhaps I had a virus and I didn't even realize it. But I was struggling with really, really bad fatigue over the past week. And the red light, I had hoped it would kind of cure it. It didn't, honestly. It helped, I would feel like some temporary relief from the fatigue, so it would give me a little boost, which was helpful because I was able to at least, push myself through the day with the fatigue, but it didn't really cure it. So I talked to my endocrinologist and he recommended a supplement. I have a very particular thing going on. In a previous video, you can check it out, The Real Reason Why You're So Tired. I talk about having a double gene mutation, the MTHFR gene mutation. So while this gene mutation, a single mutation, is fairly common, a double mutation is much less common. So my body just doesn't really detoxify itself the way a typical body would. So sometimes things get clogged up. He recommended a product called trimethylglycine. It's a supplement, and that's something to help my body methylate and detoxify. So I am not recommending this to the average person. This was sort of specific to me to help me with what was going on with the fatigue, because it was just a bit unbearable. I couldn't really get much done, and I can't live like that. So even though I wanted to keep this a really clean experiment without adding anything to the red light, in this case, just for the sake of the fatigue, I did have to add this supplement. However, if you're having maybe just some mild fatigue, the red light really might help, because I did definitely notice a difference. And then in other terms, I'm still looking to see what the final results are. So we're only in the beginning of week 2. So I have noticed it's really nice for my skin. It's not a clearly measurable result. Like I can't say like, oh, wow, there's this one, this dramatic change, because I think it's subtle changes from day to day. Although that little pimple on my nose I told you about, it's almost gone. I barely see it. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, I'll let you know. I'm using it every day, basically on my face, on the top of my head, to see if maybe it'll help, some more hair grow. So I will let you know how that goes. So let's talk about a brief history of red lights and how they came about. 1893, the first time that light therapy was used as a form of treatment. Danish physician Niels Ryberg Finsen used red light to treat smallpox, as well as a disease called lupus vulgaris. In 1903, Dr. Finsen won the Nobel Prize in Physiology for his contribution to the treatment of diseases with light radiation. Flash forward to 1967. Hungarian scientist André Mester noticed that laser light helped promote hair growth and wound healing in rats. Then in the 1990s, LED technology was used by scientists to help grow potatoes in space by using red LED lights. The scientists also noticed that it helped the wounds on their hands heal faster. Nowadays, red light therapy can be found in dermatologist clinics, spas, and now increasingly as a device in your own home. So it's my 3rd week using the red light. Unfortunately, I came down with a cold, or I'm not sure what this is, but I think it's a cold. I was hoping the red light would help with my healing. So far, I don't really think it is helping with that. I've been using it pretty much every day since I've been home. So I don't think it's helped me with the healing of that. Although strangely, I think it did help my husband, because he was starting to come down with a cold as well. And I told him, why don't you try the red light? And he did. And actually, it seems like it slowed it down for him, but I don't think it worked for me. Maybe I, started it too late. I'm not sure. But I have been noticing the red light working in other ways. So it's been really helpful for my skin. I'm starting to notice the effects. Like, it's hard to explain, but my skin just looks better. Just looks smoother, nicer. So that's been cool. And I'm also noticing it does really help with hair growth. Like, I've been using it, like I use it like 5 minutes on my face, and then I put my head forward and I use it for 5 minutes on my head. And it's hard to tell after just 3 weeks, but I swear my hair does feel a bit thicker, and also just like the texture is a little bit nicer, a little more manageable. My hair is like not as easy as it looks. It's naturally wavy and I blow dry it straight, and sometimes it can get like really like frizzy, unmanageable, gets really oily really quickly. And all that's been actually a lot better since I've been using the red light. So I do think that that's working. And I will say the hair growth thing, another reason why I know it really does work growing hair, it kind of also makes hair grow where you don't want it to go. So it just makes the hair grow. So like I hadn't had to pluck my eyebrows in a really long time, but you know, then I've been having to do that, you know, little random hairs popping up. So it's just something to be aware of. Nothing crazy, but you know, I guess it also just proves that it does work for hair growth, right? So I am starting to see results for both skin and hair. Other things, I still don't know. I think my husband has had maybe some more interesting kind of success with it. One of the reasons why I got the red light, he had like a muscle injury from, overdoing it a bit at the gym. And so he's been using the red light targeted to that place, and it has actually been helping his pain like a lot. So that's pretty cool. And that's one thing that I have read about the red light, that it can be really helpful for people with joint pain, with muscular pain, people with arthritis. So I'm still learning and discovering, but I think there are actually a lot of really cool things you can use it for. And one thing I will say that I thought was super cool with the red light is it actually helped me to be more consistent in my meditation practice. So even though I'm a yoga teacher, I still struggle with maintaining consistency with my meditation practice. And so being in front of the red light actually really helped with that, because my eyes are closed. I can't be on my phone. I can't do work. So it makes sense to use that time for my meditation time. And so just by using the red light consistently every day, then I end up meditating consistently as well. And that's been really cool. So it's week 4 with the red light. So this has been kind of a crazy month. It's a strange but maybe opportune month to have an experiment with the red light. Because lots of stuff going on. Remember, I was sick and I had the fatigue. So I actually recovered from being sick really quickly. I do think the red light might have had something to do with that, because I was using it every day and I would feel a little bit of relief after using it. So it was a sinus infection, and I do think that the red light probably helped speed up the healing. There's no way to prove that, but I think so. However, then I strained a muscle in my lower back. I'm sure it'll be fine soon, but I've been using the red light to see if that will help along the healing process rather. So far, it hasn't. I'll feel a little bit of momentary relief right after using it, but then it kind of just feels the same so far. I think it's one of those things that's different for everyone, because my husband did have a injury from working out, and he was in a lot of pain, and the red light actually really helped him a lot. So maybe I haven't been using it long enough for that. It's only been a few days. However, I will say what I've really noticed with the red light, which is really cool, is its effect on my skin. I'm like loving what it's doing for my skin. It's amazing. It's almost like I got some Botox or something, and I didn't. But it kind of like feels like I did, like it looks like I did something, and I was looking at like before and after pictures. I'm not going to show them, but I do definitely see a difference. So I think, at least for me personally, for my skin, it's been amazing. I do think it's also been nice for my hair. I've noticed like my hair tends to get oily really quickly, and I have noticed it's a little bit less than usual, which is nice for me. And I do feel like it's grown a little bit faster than usual, and that is one of the things that people have used the red light for, is to grow hair. So I think for hair and skin, that's where I've seen the most significant differences with that. However, as I said, with my husband Carlos, it's been great for his pain. So I don't know if I haven't used it long enough, or maybe we're just different and it affects him differently, but that is something to note. So do I think the red light is worth it or not? So yes, I do. However, and this is a big however, It really depends on your budget. So they are expensive devices. I don't recommend breaking the bank over it. If it's within your budget, then definitely I think it's a great wellness tool to add to your toolkit. I do think it can be very helpful. For me personally, I found the most benefits to my skin. I think it might have also helped some hair growth, but definitely I felt a big benefit with my skin. It just looked like better, nicer. I did feel like I saw definite benefits, and I do intend to keep using it for that. For me, the sweet spot was about 10 minutes a day. And for my husband, he used it for healing a muscle injury from a workout, and he found it really effective for that as well. And I think it does depend on the person. I think it might affect everyone's body a little bit differently because, you know, at the end of the day, everything affects everyone pretty individually, right? Even vitamins, different types of foods. And one thing I will say that I thought was super cool with the red light is it actually helped me to be more consistent in my meditation practice. So even though I'm a yoga teacher, I still struggle with maintaining consistency with my meditation practice. And so being in front of the red light actually really helped with that because, you know, my eyes are closed. I can't be on my phone. I can't do work. So it makes sense to use that time for my meditation time. And so just by using the red light consistently every day, then I end up meditating consistently as well. And that's been really cool. So let's talk briefly about what type of red light device to buy. So when I was looking to buy a red light device, I wanted to make sure I was getting a really good quality device. So I did a lot of research. I knew that it was important to have a device that offered both red light and near infrared light. So you could use both or have the option to use one or the other since they do different things. So in my research, what came up consistently as a brand of great quality is a brand called Mito. So that is what I bought. So is that the only brand of quality out there? No, I'm sure there's many great brands, but I liked Mito both for their raving reviews and because they take a very serious scientific approach to red light therapy, which I appreciate. So one thing you'll almost never see from Mito is a discount or a sale on their devices because they are high quality professional devices. So I'm proud to say that I am an affiliate for Mito because I do use and believe in their devices. So I do have an affiliate link to offer a 5% discount. I will put a link in the description to that. So Mito has many different types and sizes of devices to choose from. I personally chose the Mito Pro 300 and I chose a sort of a medium size as you see here. So at the time, that's what I felt would suit my needs best because I knew that I wanted to focus more on the face and the chest or maybe more targeted areas. However, I will say their full body panel does look awesome and that might be a future purchase. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you like this video, please give it a like. It really helps support the channel. And if you're not subscribed already, please do subscribe. We have so many more wellness videos coming up, and I'm always open to hear your suggestions. If there are more types of videos that you'd like to see, you can let me know here in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.